Hey y'all, we are back. We are going to talk safety. Now, it's no secret, essential oils are potent. They are highly concentrated and are going to be a much higher concentration than, just going outside and picking a plant, just in one tiny drop. So it's important that we know how to use them, right? So let's run through a few things because we don't ever want you to feel afraid to use your essential oils. We want you to know the boundaries of your essential oils and then feel free to use them freely instead of being afraid of their potency or anything along those lines. There's no reason to be afraid. So number one, eyes, ears, membranes. We don't want to put essential oils in our eyes, in our ears. We don't want to like drop a bunch of essential oils into our nose or anything like that because they are potent. If you have never gotten an essential oil in your eye, most people don't do it on purpose, but most people don't cut an onion and put onion in their eye on purpose either. Typically it happens because you've rubbed essential oils on somebody else's feet in your house or rubbed essential oils on yourself and you forget and you wipe your eye and all of a sudden you feel a burning sensation. No need to panic, but you do need to go grab some carrier oil. Eventually your tears will start to flush that out. We don't want to put water in our eyes or our ears if the essential oils are bothering those locations because oils and water repel, so that will actually force the essential oil farther into your eye if you use water. So you want to make sure that you grab a carrier oil, something like V6. If I had something in my eye, I would simply kind of turn my eye sideways, drop a little bit in the corner, and kind of let it slosh around and kind of run right out. Not fun, but definitely nothing to panic over, okay? The next thing that we should talk about is skin reactions or any sort of sensitivities. Some oils are going to feel hot or cold to the touch. This is why dilution, again, is helpful. So Young Living's V6, if you have an oil that you want to apply topically, my example in the last video was Thieves. We love to apply Thieves topically, but it is hot. So we always want to make sure that we're using a carrier oil to dilute Thieves when we're putting it on our skin or on our kids' skins. There's no reason to not have some sort of carrier oil in your kitchen. Even if it's not V6, you have coconut oil or olive oil or avocado oil or grapeseed oil or almond oil. There's so many options. So, if you are dealing with a hot or cold oil, grab your carrier oil so that you have some additional barrier of protection there. If you are dropping essential oils into the same location on a regular basis and you start to notice a rash, say you're always putting lavender, always putting Stress Away on your wrists, and you're putting the same drop in the same spot every single time, you may notice that over time a little rash or a few little bumps show up. And this doesn't happen to everybody, but you may just have slightly more sensitive skin, especially if you're always putting your essential oil in the very same location. RC is another great example. If you're always putting a drop or two of RC right in the same place on your chest, you may notice that your skin starts to get a little irritated. You may just have a little bit of sensitive skin, so that's a great time to dilute your essential oils so that you're not getting such a strong concentration of that oil right in the same place, or switch up where you're using your oils. If you're always putting Stress Away on your wrists, maybe try it on the back of your neck for a while. Maybe the next day you're going to put it on your chest. Same with RC. If you're always putting it on your chest, maybe try it on your throat. Maybe try it on the bottoms of your feet. There are lots of ways that we can use essential oils, and it could differ for everybody in your family. You may not have any sort of sensitivity to it, whereas a child with different skin may, or maybe your husband does, or maybe your child has no problem with it and you're the one that has a problem with it. Our bodies are all totally different. So if you are experiencing something that isn't quite the same as other people, it's okay. You are created very uniquely, and you'll just have to adjust what you do to fit your body. All right, ingesting. We talked a little bit about ingesting in the last video. Talked about putting oils in your water. Anytime you're using oils in your water, you want to make sure you're using glass or ceramic because our citrus oils especially can actually eat at the plastic, and we're putting oils in our body to make our bodies healthy, not to break down plastic cups and then ingest plastic. That's no good, so don't do that. It's also super, super, super important, you guys, that when we're talking about essential oils, ingesting essential oils, that we're talking about Young Living, and that's it. If you turn your bottles over on the back, so this is our Peppermint Vitality, it tells you the ingredients are peppermint leaf oil. There are so many places that you could buy essential oils. I first started buying essential oils at our grocery store down in Texas because I just didn't know the difference. Now that I know the difference, I won't use anything but Young Living. But you know, if you flip most bottles over, they're gonna say peppermint and da 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 da, do not ingest, because they are not safe. They have a lot of additives. Who knows how they were grown? Who knows what sort of solvents were put into the big stills to extract more oils? It's crazy. It's crazy the way some of these companies try to get more out of their plants. They put a lot of additives in there. So it's really, really important that when we're talking about essential oils, that we're just talking about Young Living, and that you don't take that part of my advice and run out and buy something else and try to ingest it. Okay, so that's super, super important safety wise. Next, more is not necessarily more. You know, sometimes we think one scoop of ice cream is good, 2 is going to be better. 1 drop of essential oil is good, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 is going to be better. That really isn't the case. Essential oils, because they are so potent, like I mentioned, you don't necessarily need more. More can almost be too much in some cases. So 1 drop of essential oil is plenty. A couple of drops of essential oil is plenty. You don't have to sit there and shake an entire bottle onto your arm or onto your stomach or onto your back or whatever the case may be. If you find that your body responds really well to that and you want to do that over time, that's your body, and that is your decision. Totally go for it. I know plenty of people that use a ton of essential oils, like a whole lot of essential oils on a regular basis, but don't feel like you have to. Don't feel like, and the same is true with even ingesting oils. You know, you're not more of an oiler if you ingest oils. If you choose not to ingest oils, that's totally fine. It's up to you. If you just want to use the oils aromatically, I would still want to make sure that I'm using pure therapeutic, the highest quality available essential oils that I can get if I'm breathing these things into my lungs, right? So totally up to you, but 1 drop is typically enough. And the name of the game with essential oils is just frequent application. Because the molecules are so teeny tiny, our bodies actually can process them quickly throughout our entire body, and then our kidney and liver and all that good stuff excretes the remains of the oil that isn't used by our body. So it's important that we're applying essential oils frequently, as many times throughout the day as you can. You can apply essential oils up to every 30 minutes if you want to, until you start to see the desired effects that you're looking for. So don't feel like, oh gosh, I put it on and I have to wait 6 hours before my next application. It's not the case. You can totally go ahead and reapply. So you don't have to use, you know, a gallon of essential oil. You can use 1 drop and work at reapplying it throughout the day. Okay. For diluting essential oils, a good ratio that I find, I'm not a great measurer. A lot of people are really good at measuring. If you're using essential oils on kids, 1 drop per tablespoon of carrier oil for babies under 1 is a good ratio to follow if you've never used essential oils before. If your baby is over a year old, like 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 years old, a drop per teaspoon of carrier oil is a great ratio to follow. I really like to go super basic and do a drop of essential oil in my hand. I'll do this and show you guys. Sometimes you get a bonus drop. And then I just do a squirt of V6, and that is my ratio. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but that is what I like to use. And then, you know, as you start using essential oils, you may find that, you know, you can go down to half a pump or to a quarter of a pump or some other amount that works best for you or for your kids or for your family. But again, when in doubt, dilute more and slowly back off the dilution as needed. Y'all keep in mind, throughout all of this, in our Facebook groups, wherever you are the expert in your own home. Not me, not anybody else. So if I'm sitting over here talking about how I love to cook with these 6 oils and you go, oh my gosh, I never want to ingest an oil in my life, that's okay. It's your choice. It's your home. It's your family. I will never pressure you to do something that you don't feel comfortable with. Or if I'm saying I have seen great results with XYZ oil and you're like, I tried the same oil and that didn't work well for me, but I love, I tried lavender and it didn't work well for sleep, but, sorry, my computer is making noises. I tried lavender and it didn't work well for sleep, but peace and calming was so great to help us unwind at the end of the day. Great. What's going to work for you is going to be different than what works for me because our bodies are different. It is what's so cool. It also means that sometimes we have to spend a little bit of time, trial and error, seeing what works best. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing, and that's okay. You also may need to spend a little bit more time doing research. Where can you research about essential oils? Got one of those books that we talked about before. I pretty much love every book on life science publishing, which is discoverlsp.com. Amazon has some great books as well, so there are some really amazing options out there. You can find books on oils for your kids, books on oils for your pets, books on oils for just everyday life. There's pretty much a book out there for just about any topic that you would need. Also, utilizing PubMed.gov and Google Scholar is my other one. Search engines. If you want to know about oils to use for whatever condition you are looking for, you can use those search engines and type in essential oils for whatever you need, and it will point you to all sorts of studies. So those are really great, totally free resources for you to go and look up. Also, we really want to invite you guys to jump into our classes. As a perk of being part of Essential Sisterhood, we work to offer a new class to you every single month. So, and that's just for our wholesale members here in Essential Sisterhood. So please get yourself involved in our group. Make yourself at home. We want you to feel like family around here. So jump in, ask questions, use the search bar and see what you can find to answer questions that you may already have. And then just rely on your friends, on the women in your lives or the men in your lives. We call them the sisters and misters, the Essential Sisterhood sisters and misters, who have gone before you, who have experience with essential oils already. They're here to help you. We're here to help you. Ask questions. We want you to grow. We want you to have an amazing experience, an amazing journey with essential oils. All right, hang out, and we will be on to our next video.